Welcome to your mama's world. Welcome to your mama's world. Welcome to your mama's world. Stories we will tell. Stories from around the world. Stories for every boy and girl. Welcome to your mama's world. Welcome to your mama's world. Welcome to your mama's world. Stories we will tell. Welcome to your mama's world, the Jelly Moose's Cafe, and it is lunchtime story time for today. This is one of my most favorite stories of all time. Virginia Hamilton's The People Could Fly. And this book is illustrated by Leo and Diane Dillon. Let's get right into it. We'll read the editor's notes at the end. All right. They say the people could fly. Say that long ago in Africa, some of the people knew magic and they would walk up on the air like climbing up on a gate. And they flew like blackbirds over the fields, black, shiny wings flapping against the blue up there. Then many of the people were captured for slavery. The ones that could fly shed their wings. They couldn't take their wings across the water on the slave ships. Too crowded, don't you know? The folks were full of misery then, got sick with the up and down of the ocean. So they forgot about flying when they could no longer breathe the sweet scent of Africa. Say the people who could fly kept their power, although they shed their wings. They kept their secret magic in the land of slavery. They looked the same as the other people from Africa who had been coming over, who had dark skin. So you couldn't tell anymore ones who could fly from the one who couldn't. One such who could was an old man. Call him Toby. And standing tall yet afraid was a young man who once had wings. Call her Sarah, a young woman who once had wings. Call her Sarah. Now Sarah carried a babe tied to her back. She trembled to be so hard work and scorn. The slaves labored in the fields from sun up to sundown. The owner of the slaves, calling himself their master, said he was a hard lump of clay, a hard glinty coal, a hard rock pile, wouldn't be moved. His overseer on horseback pointed out the slaves who were slowing down. So the one called driver cracked his whip over the slow ones to make them move faster. That whip was a slice open cut of pain. So they did move faster. Had to. Sarah hoed and chopped the row as the babe on her back slept. So the child grew hungry. That babe started up bawling too loud. Sarah couldn't stop to feed it, couldn't stop to soothe and quiet it down. She let it cry. She didn't want to. She had no heart to croon to it. Keep that thing quiet, called the overseer. He pointed his finger at the babe. The woman scrunched low. The driver cracked his whip across the babe anyhow. The babe hollered like any hurt child, and the woman fell to the earth. The old man that was there, Toby, came and helped her to her feet. I must go soon, she told him. Soon, he said. Sarah couldn't stand up straight any longer. She was too weak. The sun burned her face. The babe cried and cried. Pity me, oh, pity me, said sounded like. Sarah was so sad and starving, she sat down on the road. Get up, you black cow, called the overseer. He pointed his hand, and the driver's whip snarled around Sarah's leg. Her sack dress tore into rags. Legs bled onto the earth. She couldn't get up. Toby was there where there was no one to help her and the babe. Now, before it's too late, panted Sarah. Now, father. Yes, daughter, the time has come, Toby answered. Go as you know how to go. He raised his arms, holding them out to her. Kum yale, kum buba, tambe, and more magic words, said so quickly they sounded like whispers and sighs. The young woman lifted one foot on the air, then the other. She flew clumsily at first, with the child now held tightly in her arms. Then she felt the magic, African mystery. That she rose just as free as a bird, as light as a feather. The overseer rode after her, hollering. Sarah flew over the fences. She flew over the woods. Tall trees could not snag her, nor could the overseer. She flew like an eagle now until she was gone from sight. No one dared speak about it. Couldn't believe it, but it was, because they that was there saw that it was. Say the next day was dead hot in the field. A young man's slave fell from the heat. The driver come and whipped him. Toby come over and spoke words to the fallen one, the words of ancient Africa. Once heard, I never remembered completely. The young man forgot them as soon as he heard them. They went way inside him. He got up and rolled over on the air and rolled it a while. And then he flew away. Another and another fell from the heat. Toby was there. He cried out to the fallen and reached his arms out to them. Kum kuka yali kum tambe. Words, whispers, and sighs. And they too rose on the air. They rode the hot breezes. The ones flying were black and shining sticks, wheeling above the head of the overseer. They crossed the roads, the fields, the fences, and the streams, and were away. Seize the old man, cried the overseer. I heard him say the magic words. Seize him. The one calling himself master come running. The driver got his whip ready to curl around Toby and to tie him up. The slave owner took his hip gun from his place. He meant to kill old black Toby, but Toby just laughed. He threw his head back and said, don't you know who I am? Don't you know some of us in this field? He said it to their faces. We're the ones who fly. And he sighed the ancient words that were a dark promise. He said them all around to the others in the field under the whip. Buba yale, buba tambe. There was a great outcry. The bent back straightened up. Old and young men were called slaves and could fly joined hands. Say like they could ring, sing. They didn't shuffle in a circle. They didn't sing. They rose on the air. They flew in a flock like that was black against the heavenly blue. Black crows or black shadows. Didn't matter. They went so high, way above the plantation, way over the slavery land. Say they flew away to freedom. And the old man, old Toby, he flew behind him, taking care of him. He wasn't crying, he wasn't laughing. He was the seer. His gaze fell on the plantation where the slaves who could not fly waited. Take us with you. Their looks spoke it, but they were afraid to shout it. Toby couldn't take them with him. And the time to teach them to fly. They must wait for a chance to run. Goodie bye, the old man Toby spoke to them. Poor souls. He was flying gone. So they say, the overseer told it. The one called master said it was a lie, a trick of the light. The driver, he kept his mouth shut. The slaves who could not fly told about the people who could fly to their children when they were free. When they sat close before the fire in the free land, they told it. They did so love firelight and freedom. Telling. They say that the children of the ones who could not fly told their children. And now me, I have told it to you. I absolutely love, 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 love this book. To me, Toby is reminiscent of baby John the Conqueror, our savior on the plantation. I don't believe that it's fable. I actually believe that people actually did fly. If you have seen any videos of the Maasai people in Africa, then you see that they truly can get up off the ground from a standing position. And even here in the United States, Michael Jordan can fly. So I don't think it's a fable or a folk tale. I truly believe that our ancestors had the capability. Some, excuse me, some did of flying. Um, I'm going to read the editor's note. The People Could Fly, one of the mythical old tales and the tradition of things that never were, as opposed to characters and events that were once actual. This tale might have been told as soon as slaves came to America or when a fresh bunch of Africans were brought directly to the plantation. This tale is in many ways timeless, beautiful. I have taken out some of the repetition in this tale. Strange that in no version of this tale the old man and the young woman given names. In all the black folk tales, people have names. I have given the two central characters names. It seems reasonable to think that they would have had some sort of name. I believe that in one African West Coast language, Toby was the name of a day of the week and quite common among slave names. In one version of the tale, in a WPA collection, the overseer is called Mr. Blue, but the slaves remain nameless. Perhaps the names were forgotten and not passed along with the story. Of course, in all other stories, the names do change as the generations who told the tales change. There have been persistent tales about blacks who fly. The last one collected that I knew of was in the 30s. A man was said to walk faster and faster, then he would take off. He was last seen flying faster than an airplane. There are stories about wing shops where wings were purchased. I have come across more than 25 flying references, tales, and fragments. As you probably know, Toni Morrison ends Song of Solomon with her protagonist flying away. This tale, The People Could Fly, both somber and uplifting, should end the book. All right, again, on my take in the book, Toby represented High John the Conqueror, and it talks about how the Africans did not forget their magical powers. They did not forget magic that they could do in Africa. And once they got here, they had to figure out how to maneuver and how to still use that magic. I hope you enjoyed The People Could Fly by Virginia Hamilton. If you know of any other books that reference this or any other books that you'd like me to read about this, drop a comment at the bottom. I will get it. And I will see you next time. And as always, love each other, love yourself, give yourself some grace, give others some grace. Stay healthy, stay cool, and most importantly, stay black. Until next time, peace, fam.